What?
I haven't turned this on. Us. It's a little wobbly.
Ya sé. ¿Sacó la batería?
No, it's still good.
With the lights, it looks like it's not. It looks like a. Como un bolis.
Come on, bullies.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
How are you guys doing?
Welcome back to CharroBeans Podcast.
Oh, established in 2020.
2020, which is 5 years ago.
June 9th.
Yeah, June 9th, 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. This little baby that we call CharroBeans was born. We are now in our 5th year of infancy. Bro, that's like a toddler. That was just crazy. Like, it's a little baby. It's a little boy, like, running around. Well, I guess it would be a boy or a girl or both. I don't know.
We'll let it decide when it turns of age.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So, I mean, we're a little toddler right now. This is CharroBeans, and it's been CharroBeans since the beginning. I didn't know what it was going to be, in 5 years. It's like one of those questions where it's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit. What are the next 5 years looking like? Who knows? But
you overshoot it, you're like president of the United States. Like,
I wish. No, but at this point, we're a little toddler. We're 5 years old, and it's really great that we've had the opportunity to speak to so many or have a lot of experiences with mariachis, people who are up and coming, whether you're a seasoned veteran or you're someone who's just looking for an outlet, like just talk about mariachi. This has been the place to do it, and I'm just happy the fact that we got 5 years. It's a long time.
we're still out here.
Like when you look up like the old videos and stuff like that, like the old recordings. Have you ever heard? Well, I don't know about your voice.
I don't want to.
Your voice, I don't know if you notice, like if your voice changes, like it still does. Like mine still sounds a little bit lower than it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it trips me out because I'll go back to the first recording and my voice has always been low, but then just like hearing it like again,
like, hey man.
it's not like that high, but like it feels like that. So then when you listen to a more recent episode, it's like, oh shit, ese cambió.
I'm a man.
Yeah, en el tuyo todavía da igual.
See? It hasn't changed?
Not really. I mean, it kind of sounds the same. Well, if you look at it like physically, you look different. Like you have a beard now. You have more muscle tone. Like ya estás más bueno. You had braces. I remember that. Yeah, and then
Oh, I just had a Snapchat memory of that.
Of having braces.
Where like it. We're at Cebu Shack and I laugh. I'm like, oh, like,
Got the train tracks.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude. I remember when you got them too. I was like Stewie from Family Guy. He's like, aren't you a little old to get braces?
Chicolero.
Because I had mine when they were like middle school. It was middle school, and I had them like all the middle school going into high school, and I just remember I hated it. So I remember like when you got them, I was like, dude, ni sabes lo que te metiste, güey. You're fucked. Like,
well, it's good. Like I had to do it sometime.
No, yeah, I mean,
and it was a big process for me.
Yeah,
or like a longer process because I had to like remove teeth.
Yeah, you had the little gap. That shit was hilarious.
Besides that, I had to like get surgery to remove like wisdom teeth because they were like deep in my jaw.
So not only did you have extra teeth, you also had your wisdom teeth to remove.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, and I still remember they were like, you can come and like we'll remove like the ones from the top and then the next section from the bottom. Like, if you give me that option, I'm not coming back for the second one, bro. Yeah, todas de un solo way. I still remember the doctor like pobrecita way. She was like this little lady, like she had to be like 5'2". Yo, todo un hombre, way. Like I'm like,
todo un hombre. I'm like, okay.
Like, no, it's good. Like compared to her, bro.
No,
like,
yeah. Actually, yeah.
And then like, I was like, I don't know how to look, but I opened my eyes. She had this big ass like wrench in her hand, This manitas.
Like the puller?
Yeah.
Like oh shit, hell no.
And I remember like, you're gonna feel some tugging or And then she was like, "It's a big tooth. Like you want to see?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, man!" Like,
so I could put it in a little vial for you if you didn't take home.
Yeah, like, she was like, "Gonna take it home." Like, I want to go home, bro.
Because teeth like tan así de grandotes, right? Like with the root.
I take a picture of it. Yeah, it was like that big.
Fuck, bro.
Which was the reason that I needed to get removed because my teeth were too big for my jaw.
Yeah, it's because like yours were like crashing into each other because you had too many. Yeah.
And anyways, more mariachi stuff.
No, yeah, no, just it's cool like to see like at least at the last 5 years, whether it's been in a different room because we had the studio in another room. We had a while that we had to go into the living room for a while. I mean, we've gone through different hiatuses. And it's mostly because throughout those 5 years, like things change. You know, I was in a different job. I think you weren't even in school yet.
He was a stripper. No, I wasn't.
You weren't in school yet. You were still trying to figure it out a little bit. And then, I transitioned into being a director. Like I was doing this before I was even doing, like school.
Yeah.
Like I was a school teacher.
You know what's cool? What's cute too? Yesterday was my adopted anniversary for my little kitty one.
Oh, and kind of for us too, like either for my cat or for Cap. When we got him before, it was when we first started the pod. We had Cap around. My first cat he passed away también, pero we have this little light of a cat. We turn it on, and it's like a little lamp. Yeah, and it's just like to remember him. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things have changed throughout the last 5 years. But at the same time, a lot of things have stayed the same, which is what's good about like doing a podcast. Because I mean, even though it's been 5 years, we've talked about so many things at this point, but it's like it's evolved, but it kind of stays the same. And that's kind of what life is. Like you don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next 5 years, but the whole point is to, I guess, enjoy what we've been doing now, put the stories out there, let people know what we've been doing. And hopefully it resonates. It continues to resonate with all the people that get to listen to. So appreciate you guys coming to listen to us for 5 years, and we hope to do this as long as we can. That's kind of like the idea, I guess you could say. Yeah, mariachi and mariachi awareness, and just in general, being out there, just doing our thing. We're gonna keep doing it. So, a ver qué.
Let you know you're not alone.
Yeah, for real. Because like, there's how many times do we get like messages of people like, I'm barely starting out, and I'm just like, yeah, look at the falta. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like some of these people that might be listening to the pod for the first time are like, "Oh, so this is what it's like to work like mariachi," and then like a week later they're like, "Nah, this isn't for me." It's supposed to be an environment for people to be like, "Okay, well, this is the mariachi life. I kind of want to see from a first-hand experience, like to see what it's kind of like." So that's kind of been the intention through the beginning of this podcast and to this day, what we've been trying to do. So it's great to see that people are still. And a lot of people are discovering it for the first time. They have to go all the way to the bottom. They're like, fuck. Uno? Pilot?
I think that's the fun part for me. Like, when you find something that you like. Like, I've told you about this podcast that I listen to. Like,
yeah, several of them.
There are a bunch of comedians.
You told me about it, yeah.
And it's cool. Oh, it sucks for them. Well, it sucks for me. Because, bro, they release like 3 episodes a week. I can never catch up.
Because, they go so hard. Yeah, that's their job.
And then, and it makes me feel like... I don't know what the word is, like left out, because if you listen to recent ones, they're like joking about something that happened. Like they're like, oh, so like in this last episode we talked about this, and that's why we're laughing. Like the inside jokes. Yeah. Like I want to be with them. I'm like, wait, you have like 400 episodes. Yeah, I can't. And they're all like hour or something.
Yeah, pues it's cuando se pone buena la plática, I mean, it goes for a while. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah, but no, the good thing is if you're barely discovering us for the first time. If you want to listen to the first one, if you want to start from one before this, or even if this is your first episode, we hope that you continue to support CharroBeans and just our little mission of what we're trying to do here. So appreciate you guys, and we're going to keep going, like I said. So the next thing, we're going to get into today's topic, which is more directly related to mariachi and what this podcast is. But it is kind of a little hard to ignore, not ignore, but just to kind of not mention what's going on right now in our communities. And the reason I kind of bring this up also is because this podcast, first and foremost, is a mariachi podcast. Mariachi is literally Mexico's like music. It's the nation's music that comes and derives directly from the country of Mexico. And probably like 95% of our clientele is Mexicans, or at least Latin people, Hispanic people. So it's kind of hard to, again, like ignore what's kind of going on right now in our community, especially here in Fort Worth, other parts of Texas, other parts of, especially what's going on in LA and California. Kind of right now with the attack that's going on with communities and separating families, like it's very hard to not mention what's going on right now. And I think at the very least right now, if you are the kind of person that, again, doesn't or isn't informed of what's going on, I suggest that you just look into it a little bit. just because, again, I think one of the biggest things that I can mention is if you're a mariachi like us, like you're gonna interact with other Hispanics, Latino type stuff, whether it's music, culture, and we technically benefit from that. We benefit from the fact that we go play for these people and this and that. We would not have this profession if it wasn't for those people. And I think at the end of the day, because we cater to those people, we represent those people, it's very much our duty to bring awareness to what's going on. I feel like you should inform yourself of what's going on, and at the very least, make an educated decision with what you're doing as of right now, whether it's to help out. I mean, it's cool to see that mariachis in California right now are performing at these protests and stuff like that. I see like other things about people at the very least spreading awareness of what's going on with certain agencies that are going around and knocking on people's doors. It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in that this kind of stuff is happening right now. And whether or not you, for some reason, support this or you don't support this, like I think at the very least you have to be a human being and seeing what's going on. It's very upsetting what's going on to this community as of right now. And I think you should be informed on these things. But it feels weird to not have to mention that because again, like this is something that hits close to me because I have family, I have friends, I have my own wife that was an immigrant, and looking around and seeing the fact that all this is happening right now, it's very upsetting. So again, like I feel like you have to be informed, and please just spread awareness to people that don't have a choice in what's going on right now. They're literally being what feels like hunted, and I think it's fucked. And that's my personal opinion, but I think again, a lot of people could probably inform themselves with what's going on and trying to help people as opposed to supporting division. I don't agree with that. Sorry, I'm going like super into it, but like it's very upsetting what's going on right now. And I feel like I have to mention something because I'm literally doing something that represents the nation of Mexico and other Hispanic communities and music. And for me to have this podcast and us to have this podcast and me not mention something like that, it's I can't ignore that. It's not something I can ignore.
I think if you are scared too of what can happen to you because of your situation, I think you have to, more than anything, you have to stay informed. I am an immigrant too, so it can be a little scary, like if you have an encounter like this. But one thing that I do is that, I think because I'm so scared, I try not to like watch stuff like that. But I think some people feel like that, they try to like shut down or like shut off whatever brings you that feeling. But I think more than anything right now, like you guys have to be informed, with your community, what's going on, like at a political level too, and just hope for the best. Like don't stop what you're doing or anything. If you're at school, like keep studying. If you're in work, keep working, keep being out there. But obviously, just be careful. Keep showing that you guys are good people, because that's what we are. Like people have this impression of us, or at least that are against this whole, what we are essentially, and you just have to stay strong. Like remember where you come from, what you represent, and just be safe. Like I understand a lot of you guys' feelings, and I just hope this ends soon. So, and like Simon said, like we represent this, like the people that have been targeted, like a lot of them are Mexican descent, and what's the other, like Hispanic. Latino.
It was the Latin population. I mean, it just It's crazy to see like people that look like you go through stuff like this. Like it could be your neighbor, it could be your own family, it could be you. Like, and some people like to label someone as an alien or someone that shouldn't be here. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, like seeing the things that you see, sometimes it gets you like, man, like how can you see that and still be okay with this? You
Yeah.
know, like, and I think that's what's been the most upsetting thing. Because again, like nobody deserves that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, we want to be a podcast where, like, if you wanted to disconnect for a little bit and listen to this, go for it. But we also can help that. We want you to know where we stand with this whole thing.
Right.
And like I said, again, be safe and yeah.
Yeah, take care of yourself because está cabrón ahorita. So anyway, like we said, you want to keep this podcast kind of the same as we usually have it. Hang on, give me a minute. The algo way, fuck.
Muchas gracias. Thank you guys for supporting. Are we going on to today's topic?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay. Yeah, so today's topic is about haciendo un desmadre, haciendo una bola. Right. Have you ever thought about making your own group?
Oh, fuck.
O sea, ya, en serio.
Like my own group?
Yeah.
I have in the past, but like out of necessity.
Out of necessity.
It's like people will come in for a gig and they'll be like, tienes well, they know I'm a mariachi, so they'll hook me up. They'll hit me up. They'll be like, for some reason, I'm known as like the mariachis for some reason. So like, they'll be like,
well, I think it's also like, you're very good about like social media and stuff. So I can see what people see, like, you know,
well,
like, they see what you're doing and stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Like I get a lot of, not business. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like I get a lot of traction because like I post a lot about being a mariachi.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I'll get like a solicitation, like like a Facebook marketplace kind of ad. Like it'd be like, hey, you're mariachi, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's me. So
okay.
Yeah, basically. So then I'm kind of resorted to finding like a group because at the same time, like finding a group is hard because there's so many options. There's a lot of different groups that offer different services.
Yeah.
Like they all do music. I don't mean like other services. I mean like, you know, no, it's more like a lot of these groups, like some of them are tienen más ambiente, some of them have more rep, some of them have much more like practice, I guess you could say. Like they're more established, like they sound like they rehearse.
Yeah.
Like,
that's my other follow-up. If you ever did make your group, like would you make it, want it to be like como uno, like Arturo calls them ranchero, but I know they're more as like taloneros, where they're like it's more about like
I guess that's a good way to like kind of put it, right? Like because there's also all those types of groups, like what kind of boss would you be, right? Like would you be one of these bosses that like is nomás caimán, he just wants to make money and puts together like a perrada group, or are you like one of the bosses that like cares about his players, but like and y'all make them practice, y'all do sectionals, y todo el pedo. Like there's a lot of them. And in the past, well, I can't really say in the past, but like the most recent one with Allende, we've always been like a real, I wouldn't say talonero, right? I don't think we're that kind of group, but like we can do talon and we can go out and play like at any place and play any song, but like I think we do try to sound good. Like we have good music. We've always had good musicians in there, and to put that together, like put a group with good musicians and that can play good, like you're gonna sound good. But we don't rehearse. You know, like it's very
well, I feel like
rare that we rehearse. It happens once in a blue moon, like type thing. You know.
Well, I feel like the way we work too, like Arturo kind of leaves that responsibility to us, like.
Right.
Because we don't really, we don't rehearse, but like we do have like references, which are mainly, for the most part, it's never anything written, right? So I think when there's a song,
it's all written up here, baby.
Yeah. I think when it's a song que nos falla, we kind of have this little conversation. We're like, oye, güey, esa, ¿cómo se llama? No, tal canción. ¿Y de quién es? We're asking like either who's more popular by. Or who have we heard it with?
Like what's the cajon version that like everybody can? Well, ¿cuál puede salir ahorita? You know, like in this instance or whatever.
Which I mean, I think it's also just to have something where we all have like the same version to listen to, right? Yeah. And then the next week we'll play it and we're like, hey, like. I think there was a stop there and I was like, no me acuerdo, güey.
It's funny because it is like we learn them at the chamba, but like they come rehearsed. Like we were at home. I go over it. I know he's gonna go over it. Los violines hopefully go over it, and then pues the trumpets in the past they go over it. And then if it's a song that like has the singer or whatever, like he'll learn the lyrics, and we'll just put. But like el gran estreno is usually at the gig. Like we don't have like a time and place where we practiced it right before and then we play.
But if you think about it, it's not wrong. Right,
but it's not right.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that we're kind of adding our taste to it, because sometimes either we hear that, like a different chord and we work with it, right? Yeah. Or if we hear it clashing, we're like, we have to change it. Like, but I think at the end, sometimes we will add a stop where donde no va.
Yeah,
and it fits. Or sometimes like we don't add a stop and the singer knows to keep it going, or the melody knows to keep it going. And sometimes we fail. Sometimes Arturo's like, no, keep it going, like don't stop, you know. and I think eventually it just turns into something that like it's like for like the same structure, right?
Yeah, like we got it.
But
like,
yeah,
quotations like we got
it. Everyone's in the same page, but it's not like the recording.
No,
sometimes the violin adorno is different, or sometimes the trumpet player does something different, or sometimes which is it's not even the same ending, which is like the cajón ching su madre.
Yeah, vámonos, cabrón. Yeah. I mean that's happened before, you know. Like, but again, like it comes from the fact that we've been playing a while together, so it's like when we put all this stuff together, it's kind of like okay, by the end we're gonna have it, you know, established. It's like, I guess the most recent example of this, like we learned Regalo de Dios.
Yeah.
Like Arturo was like, hey, la vamos a sacar, like charros, apréndensela. He just sent the recording. It's on YouTube. Nothing is written. Well, I don't know. You have that one written?
It is written now.
He had that one? Well, I didn't.
I've seen the arrangement.
No. I'm saying, did he give us music to it?
Oh, no.
No, right? So if you listen to it, like, tiene adornos del violín, tiene trompeta, tiene, you know.
Tiene guitarrón. I was like, oh, no.
We're like, hola, tiene guitarrón. No, but it has all these instruments and stuff. So, like, we learned it, and then we played it at a gig, and we're like, oh, okay. But again, like, it's still not perfect. We played it, but nothing was written down. Like, it's really like todo de oído. And that's why, like, some people are surprised, like, when you tell them that. Like, because they'll be like, actually, they're not surprised. They're like, yeah, I can tell you did that shit. No. I meant, like, just, like they're surprised because, a lot of the people that might be listening, like, are in high school or they're in early college or they're just used to a piece of paper. But, like, at the end of the day, like, a lot of this music, you learn it de oído, you know, at least for us. So that by the time that we played it at a gig or something like that, la sacamos, pero la sacamos de puro oído. So then when we play it at somebody's party or whatever, it's like, boom, here it is.
Yeah.
Presenting.
And like I said, it's not bad. It's just that it will have like our own feel to it, you know?
Pues la versión Mariachi, you know?
I mean, we do that to every song, bro. Like, how many songs we're not like, hey, that song kind of cool. And then the next time we keep doing it.
Yeah, it just kind of, and it's kind of like a thing where it's
like an evolution, bro.
It's like you tell me once, hey, vamos a echar eso, no? Like, we'll do this like little chord progression here. And I was like, oh, that does sound pretty cool. I was like, and now that just became like a staple. Yeah. So now, like, every time we play that song, we do it.
Yeah.
So, again, that's like communication between us two. Yeah. Like, if you were to ask the violins, like, oh, do y'all hear that we're doing that? They're like, no. Yeah. You know, like, it's not something that we communicated to them. Yeah. Like, and that works sometimes. But then maybe for other groups that doesn't, they're like, oh, armonía, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, they hear anything with the armonía fucking up or like weird. Because I've had that before. I've gone to like maromear y le he hecho algo que I'm guessing their usual vihuela player doesn't do, and they're just like, you know, they're just kind of like, what the fuck was that? It's like, shit, perdón. Like, uno que tiene like creative expression.
I'm like, I'm a guest, bro. Shit, let me.
Yeah, I'm a guest. Yeah, roll out the red carpet, my friend. You know. No, so this all stems from the fact that today's topic is what makes a successful mariachi group function efficiently. So.
And what doesn't?
So, I guess because there's so many moving parts that I can think of to work in a mariachi. You know, like, I guess as an example, this week, for example, I guess, like, we're down to like five guys right now. Like, we've been talking about this, but like, it's hard to find elementos right now. It's hard to find someone that can stay dedicated, come every week, you know, and learn as much rep as we do. And I feel like the people that we have left, it's like they're used to working the way that we work. So like it's hard to find someone that can like, what's the word, like not like accommodate, adapt. Yeah, okay. To adapt to our style, you know, like to do that, because like if you're like, you know, fresh out the water, you know, estás bien verde, llegas bien verde, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna play X canción that you've never heard of before, and then all of a sudden you're having to like learn ballpark 100 songs, and maybe that's daunting for you, so you feel like you can't do it. So that's why lately it's been kind of hard to find somebody to stick around, you know?
Yeah.
But again, that's the way that we work. There are groups out there that play the same set list every gig, or they play like only...
They do like they have like a show type where like everything's rehearsed and everything is like they don't give you...
They have a set list. Yeah.
They don't give you like room to like where the client could ask for something, and they're like, "Pa que okay," you know?
Yeah. So like...
Listen to Despacito 5 times. Nah.
Or it's just like they only play the crowd pleasers, you know, like, because I was, our first group was kind of like that, where like we learned a general set. People would ask us because you would get requests, but then we would be like, no, pues se la cambiamos por el rey, you know, because we don't know what you're talking about, you know. But that's the thing, like every group kind of works differently, and in order for it to work efficiently, like there are several factors. It's not just music. It's like how you interact with the other members, you know, like what's the schedule like? What are the conditions in which you are playing? You know, like all these things factor into what does work in a group and then what doesn't. Because I mean, we've talked about this a lot lately, the last couple of weeks, but it's like there's so many groups now, but how many of those groups are going to last?
No.
You know, that's another thing that you don't really think about. It's like, oh, chingón, ya salió otro grupo. And I'm like, and then el grupo, nah, pues se deshizo.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit. Like, how'd that happen? And then, like, they're on, like, a checklist. And it's like, ah, shit. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you guys disbanded, you know. But it just, there's a lot of factors, you know. And I guess the reason I kind of thought of this also was, I mean, there was recently someone that worked with us. And when they worked with us, they kind of told us, you know, a group that he knew about recently, like kind of like, I guess you could say, broke up with each other. They were just like one last time, you know. They broke up with each other. Everybody's like, Dobby's a free elf, you know. So everybody's like, just
Master is giving Dobby a suck.
Andale. So that they all like are, I am free, you know. So they walk out and they go, you know, experience life.
They give you a moño, you're like,
oh yeah, con un moño, right? So now they're just experiencing life, you know, either looking for another group, which is Maromiendo, which is, neither is bad or anything, you know. It's whatever that person wants to do. But he was kind of listing reasons why it did and didn't work. And the whole time I'm thinking, I was like, damn, like I didn't even realize that could maybe be a factor in deciding why a group would work or not. And it's probably because, again, like I've been with Allende for a long time, and I'm used to the dynamic that's kind of in there. So like to hear like stories from other groups, it's like, oh shit, like that's how y'all work. Like, oh wow, like it throws you off, because it's like we all live in our little world.
Yeah.
With our mariachi. So like, you know how they say like the grass is greener kind of shit. Yeah, on the other side, or sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So like once I'm in that bubble, I'm like, I don't really think about. It's kind of like marriage. Like you're not supposed to think about. I te quedas. You know? I don't know why my mind went there.
Are you okay, bro?
No, but it's like you stay in your bubble. You know, like you know, it's great. Don't go anywhere else. Aquí estás, comadre.
Don't wet the other gas.
Yeah.
Don't water the other gas. What the fuck?
Chip perps. No, but yeah, like, so you don't know if that grass is greener, you know. So I don't know. There's just a lot of factors that got me thinking, like, what other
What do you think is the main factor?
To make a group, like for me personally,
for it to stick. Because that's the question, right?
Yeah, like that was so if you're asking for my opinion, I think, well, it's a couple of things, but I feel like it has to have good leadership.
Give me 3 things.
3?
Yeah.
Rank them like in order?
You have to rank them.
No
things.
Order? Okay. Just for sure it has to have good leadership at the top. I think that it, like with anything, with any company, with anything, like it has to have good leadership at the top. like someone who's smart and can lead, like can say that this is the rule of law. I don't want to use that right now. That this is the way to do things, and we'll follow that because you're the one that we're choosing to lead us. Communication between not just like clients or all that, but like with each other, and that could mean a great deal of things. But communication, and then third, I don't want to say professionalism because it sounds too fancy. I just like
discipline or.
In some ways, yeah, like
responsibility.
Discipline. Okay. That's another thing, right? I would just because I mean, yeah. Responsibility. Okay.
Dedication. Is that what you meant?
Okay. No, you just changing my answers.
I'm just trying to pinpoint what you mean.
No, dedication. Yeah. Okay.
That's the one.
Being dedicated. But yeah, because like for anything to work, you have to stay dedicated, and that's the thing too. Like. Pues ahorita como todos ya quieren andar con otro grupo, this and that, like nobody stays, you know, like it's
something like Hernandez, bro. I remember he made a post when he's like, no one has no loyalty anymore.
Oh yeah,
like,
he did.
Yeah, it was years back, bro.
Yeah. He's like, what you mean by that? No, okay, then what are yours? What do you think?
No, yo no quiero jugar.
Nah, I don't want to play that shit.
No, I think they're similar. I think you're right about leadership. You need someone that. Someone that can tell you like how it's gonna be, and if there's a mistake or something that happens, that they can deal with it right away.
Yeah,
I think when you get like so many heads trying to do their own or give their own opinion, which it should be accepted at a certain degree. Yeah, but the final say has to be like someone that can fix things like as soon as it happens or deal with things, right? So that means having a good
foundation.
Yeah, I mean, musical foundation like lo que es historia, educación, but
education.
Like be educated,
I'm not
educated, huh?
I'm not educated.
Yeah, you are. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted, some form of education, and then like some type of like knowing the business, right? You have to like because there's also like money and numbers. And dates and
there's a lot. Yeah, organization.
Yeah, and
that's another one. Organization.
Well, that's in my leadership thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
And then, some type of charisma. I think you have to. People have to.
You can't learn that one.
Yeah.
You can't learn charisma.
I don't have that,
it's God given, bro.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like you can't. It's like wrestlers. Like wrestlers have the same thing. Like when they have charisma,
like people just like you.
They just like you. Yeah, like it's something that you exude, and like it's honestly something you can't learn. Like no, you can't learn how to be cool. Like you're just cool, So like again, charisma plays a big factor in being a musician. Like you could be the most fucking talented like musician, you really could, but like if you're boring, you're awkward, like como que that one person, like, and I have to tell that to kids, because like at the same time, like. They go compete, and I know that now, like state and all that is like a big show of like you got to be emotional and stuff. And I tell them, I was like, I might not even act like this, but I'm just saying you got to be a little bit more than what you think, because like when you have a camera on you and people are just looking at you, and you just look like cardboard cutout, it's just again like charisma. It's like something that I feel like you need. Yeah,
that's something I think that the leadership needs. Okay. And then.
Yeah, ¿cuántos llevas, güey?
That's my one.
That's two?
That's leadership. That's what I think the leader should have.
Those are all like bullet points? Or what the fuck?
Yeah, as a leader, yeah.
Okay.
And then, if there's someone to follow, you need good followers. I think you need someone. Okay. I think you need people that like know to leave their mindset and their opinions at the door when you have someone like because you would obviously have a music director, right? Mm-hmm. And the music director has his or her vision. Yeah. And the musicians should be. They might not agree. This is like one of those things where like it's okay to have different opinions. Yeah. And but at the end of the day, the one that has to say is the director. Yeah. Because that's their job. Like have everybody on the same page and execute like that vision, right? So that it can sound good. Yeah. And I think a lot of people
lose that.
They don't respect that. So like they think that their way is the only way. Like a lot of people will be like, no, it's como Vargas, you know, and like, bitch, am I pato? You know, like,
am I nutty right now?
Yeah,
like,
bro. You think I have his jalón, bro? I wish. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. You know.
I like that.
So I think you need like musicians that will respect and are not on this high horse of like it's my way and I'm not gonna follow your way. You know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, like the first response we got to this was
my third one.
Oh, I thought you were.
That's my second one.
Damn, how many fucking bullet points do you have? God damn.
Not right now. Dale.
No, it's because it's a good segue. Like, because this person says what doesn't allow a group to function well is ego, comma, pride, and closed-mindedness.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing too, man. Like, that can come from a director. You know. Yeah. I don't want to say names. Nah, ni sabe. When I was at a particular school, when I was in my
Bobcat University,
Bobcat University, I specifically like, man, it's gonna make me sound like the Mariando way, fuck. But it's just, I'll just say it like this: like I felt like sometimes like there wasn't input, you know, from other people.
Yeah,
it was like this person's way or the highway.
And you saying the director was like this?
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
And I think that causes resentment sometimes. Like if you present an idea or like you don't take other people's opinion into consideration, like you just want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Not only does it create like a bad dynamic, but it also allows for people to all of a sudden be like, I don't like doing this. So they're not pulling for you, you know? Yeah. Like I guess what I can compare it to also is like me directing like Mariachi de los Texas Rangers. Like when they put me in that position, like I really took it to heart. I was like, okay, well, like if you guys are gonna make me like the musical director, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna write anything down or anything for you because those are either like what we do. So like literally, I bring ideas to them and I'm like, I think that this would work at a ballpark, you know, for Eki's reason or whatever. But like they've been very good about just being like, okay, like they'll work with my idea. They'll work with this crazy idea I had. And I know the type of musicians they are. So like I open a lot of communication to them. I'm like, ¿qué le podemos echar aquí? What can we do here? Okay, let's put it. And then I'll have the final say. I'll be like, okay, we'll do this to this to this. And we'll just put it together like puzzle pieces. But again, like if I was closed-minded and I just said like, nah, that sounds stupid. You know? Yeah. And I'm not saying I was getting comments like that, but that's what it felt like when I was at a certain place, Bobcat University. Yeah. But like, and I understand like that position of director or anything. It comes with a lot of responsibility, but I'm just saying that like, it feels bad to be told like no. It feels bad. I'm just saying like you have to take people's word for consideration. Because again, like this person says like ego. Man, how many people have you played with that have an ego?
Ahorita ando con 5, güey. No te creas.
Todos los de la Allende, güey. Fuck.
But it's a common thing. And maybe like in music in general, it's a common thing that... Because it's also... I think it's also kind of something that gets twisted, no? You know? Because as a performer, people tell you need confidence. You need to like have a certain look, right? And that can turn into like, well, I have to think... I got this from a strongman, Eddie Hall. You know, he's...
The weightlifter dude?
Yeah. Well, he's a strongman.
What the fuck is the difference?
Strongmen, they do like strongman shit, you know? Bodybuilder, they just shape their body a certain way for aesthetics. Strongman is just strong as fuck.
He's just strong. Yeah, you're right. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, and they eat like 6,000 calories and they're like big. You know? Like they don't care how they look, they care about how much they can lift. Yeah. And he said, he's like, I may not be the strongest, but in my head, like, I have to be the strongest, right? So, like, he has this ego. He's like, I have to have an ego because I have to believe that I can do it, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, when they ask him, like, who's the strongest man? It's like, I am, you know? And so people, like, he sounds like he's, like, crazy. But I get his thinking, like, because he thinks he's the best, he acts like he's the best, you know? And I feel like in musicianship, like a lot of people get that twisted. They're like, I have to look confident and stuff. And I feel like it turns into like, because I am the best. And because I'm the best, you're shit. And if you do something different from me, like, well, it's verga. I forgot where I was going with this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know where you're going with this.
fuck, I lost my train of thought. I had a good thing going.
He's like, ¿qué preguntó?
Yeah, bro.
No, man. I don't know.
Ni periqueo, güey. ¿Qué haciendo? What was it? Oh, because you bring ego. And I'm saying, like, a lot of musicians, I feel like they have an ego.
No, yeah, big time.
Because it gets twisted from that whole mentality of, like, you have to be confident, you have to be good, you know? And
maybe they believe, it goes back to, like, they think it's that their way is right. But let's think about music, man. Like, everything's an opinion. Like, is it fact? For no, sure. Especially mariachi, bro. How many times? You know what? I've gone to, like, conferences learning from, like, masters, you know? I'm not saying none of them are right or wrong. I'm just saying that they all say that this is the way to play something. Yeah. And then I go to a different conference and they say, this is the way to play something. Yeah. And then I go to another conference, they said, this is the way to play it. Yeah. This is the way you do it. And I'm like, well, all of them are great. So I'm like, so who's right? Yeah. And that's the thing. No, they're all right. You know, like you can play however the fuck you want, you know? Pero it's when people take that same information and then they come to a gig or whatever and it's like, why are you playing it like that? Like, it's like, pues X mi maestro me dijo que así se toca. And I'm like, ¿cuál maestro? Like, why did he tell you that? Or what? I was like, no, pues él tocaba con este y este y esto. Yeah. ¿Y qué, güey? Pues he's never been a full word. Like, yo aquí todo humilde, güey. I don't even know how to tie my shoes, you know? Like, but aquí ando, you know? But at the same time, it's like, you can't take what we do in music as fact because, like, everything is an opinion. Because there are no facts, you know? Exactly. Like, see, for me, it's always been like, si tocas bien, you can see it. Like, if you see someone, you're like, dang, like, toca bien, you know? And people will come up to you, like, hey, man, you play pretty good. Like, thanks, you know? Like, and that's really where using your eyes will just tell you that, you know? Like, you don't know their character, you don't know how they are or anything like that, but you can just see talent. You're just like, wow, like, you know, tocas bien, cantas bien or whatever. But then when that person comes up to you and he's like, tocas bien, pero como que...
I do hear the, like, sí está bien, pero...
Yeah, there's always a but right there. And it's like, no, pero si le movías así... No, ¿sabes qué? Mira, te voy a enseñar. Yeah. Aquí está it gives you like a business card. It's like, hago clases por Zoom, $400 an hour, pero si quieres ser de los grandes, aquí estoy, you know? And then it's kind of like, okay, man, like, I don't know. Well, who told you that was right? You know? And then it sucks because then you'll have that person in a group and then that person thinks that they're like, was it
shit?
No, the emperor. Like they're the ones that rule. Yeah. Like their opinion because they studied with X persona or whatever that they are the ones that know everything. And it's like, all right, well, then if that's the person that runs the group, then I feel like that mentality will then spread to like someone else. Like, pues mi maestro era él. Then it becomes like a very toxic environment because now everybody just thinks they're the shit. And fuck, that's horrible. I would hate to be in that situation because at that point it's like you're not going to be happy where you are. Yeah. Because you're never going to be as good as you say you are. Mm-hmm. You know, you're never going to be on that stage where you say you're going to be or whatever.
Or like it just shows that you're kind of like settled too. Like you're not going to try to improve at it anymore because you think you know like what you're doing. Yeah. You know? Like you think you have like a PhD. Yeah. Pero no, way. So. And like I don't know what this reminded me of, like El Son de la Negra. Because
the song? No.
I'm not gonna joke about that. But like the beginning, a lot of people say like, pues como el Vargas way, you know, like because Pato goes yeah, and it's like pues sí, way, because he's mimicking the violins. The violins es con el Vargas es un poquito más exagerado. Nowadays it's a little more straight. Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too, like that's how Vargas played it in that time. Exactly. But that doesn't mean that like the violins that we have play like Vargas, you know? So like then I look like the dumbass that I'm going like and they're all looking at you like what the fuck?
Like it doesn't fit.
I'm not gonna fucking lecture a violin. I don't know how to play violin, you know, but that's the thing. Like people will do that. They're like, no, pues ahí tienes que tocar eso. And like, a ver, enséñame. And I'm like, oh, I can't play violin. Like, you know,
like if that caballito is not as like what are you gonna do? Fucking, you know, like más leve.
It's just it gets frustrating because like again, like tú tocas como tocas. You know, your group toca como toca. But it's like, as long as you guys have an understanding within each other, pues está bien, you know?
That's where I was going.
And that's the other thing, too. Like, I like going to conferences for that reason. Like, everybody plays fucking different. I get so sad in a way. I told you, like, every time I go to a conference, I'm like, bro, I'm a fucking has-been, man. Like, all these kids are all good.
Yeah.
All doing tremolos, all chingona. And I'm over here like, fuck, bro, that shit gave me arthritis. Like, just looking at your wrist, bro.
Yeah.
But it's like, watching them, it's like, that's cool, man. Like, the way that I think, pues yo toco bien, but then you see another kid, you're like, oh, pues that's chingón. Other people will see that, like, no, pues tocas muy bien, pero como que le haces, and then they just give you, like, top 10 reasons why you suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, man. Like, I feel like this is
because there's those people that you can't please, man. Like, if you
you can't please them.
You see a kid doing all this, and we're like, oh, pues, it's a little much, you know. But then if they played it como lo tradicional, they'd be like, but it's not like Pato, you know. I'm like, of course not. They're not fucking Pato, bro.
There's un mequillo. It's just a kid. he's like, this kid is barely starting, but like, está echando ganas que le eche, you know.
Yeah,
like,
there's never that like, no, toca chingón. There's always that.
This next person says respect and maturity. That goes along with a lot of the things we talked about, but like being respectful towards, like me personally, like I don't care who I play with, bro. Like I've gone to Maromiad here and there, but like you've talked about this before, like going up to someone. Oh, like, hola, me llamo Sammy. Like, because you don't know these people, you know? And I was always taught to, like, saludar a gente, you know? Basically, para que just acknowledge your existence and kind of shit, you know? Like, I know that we're all basically just players. We all just play or whatever. But, like, at the same time, we have to deal with each other during those next 2 hours. So I'm like, I might as well, like, say hi to this person. I'm not just going to fucking shun them, you know? But, like, it goes back to just being respectful. Like, hey, what's up? And then... that could be like with clients. Like when I'm at people's houses, I don't just go around fucking grabbing shit, you know? Like, I mean, that's their home.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but I mean, I'm a homeowner. So like when I bring people here, I don't want them to fuck up shit. You know, it's not like you come in here when you do the podcast and you start grabbing shit. You're like, this is mine now. This is mine now. Oh shit, chido. Oh, this is mine now. You know, like, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? Te lo presto si quieres. It's like when a kid like,
give me my belt. Right? Like,
a kid like comes up to like grab your toys, like, what are you gonna do? Like, bro, what the fuck? You know, like as a kid, I used to hate that shit. I'm like, nah, I'd probably cry. I was a big fucking crybaby. Yeah,
what?
I would just cry, like,
bro.
Before that, I would fight kids, but then my mom says I got my ass kicked by like a bunch of kids. Apparently,
you got jumped.
I got jumped by a bunch of them. After that, me calmé, güey. So after that, I found out that if you just cry, you just get them in trouble.
Okay.
Stupid asses, yeah. So I got them. And then maturity. I mean, that goes down to. It depends on the kid, right? Like, I mean, do you think you're mature?
I'm mature enough. I'm still like
stupid.
Yeah. Like I fuck around and I make my mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think like the mature part of me like knows when to like like apologize or not to get in so much trouble that it's irredeemable or like causes like some type of long-term hurt, damage. Yeah, whether it be to someone or something or emotionally, physically, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'm mature enough to be in a group and do my job and do what I need to do. And I know every once in a while I will be like, oh yeah, I fucked up, you know.
But you admit it, you know, like that's the other thing too. Like, man, I like gente que they don't know how to take responsibility with shit. Like, I fucking hate that, man. Like, it's just like, dude, like you did it. Just tell us, you know, it's okay. We'll shun you for it, you know. We're like shame, you know. But no, it does take a lot to, or it doesn't take a lot, but I'm saying like to be mature in a group. Because, I mean, again, you're having to deal with a lot. It's any gig, any place that you go to or anything like that is always going to be like, what's it called? You have a lot of things going on at once. What's that word?
Multitasking.
It's high stimulation.
Okay.
You're never in a chill gig. Like, whether the environment is someone's talking to you, you're playing, you know, people are in front of you getting fucked up, like the clients and stuff like that. And you're just here, like, you're just like it's never a chill gig. There's always something going on. It's a high stimulation like kind of job, you know, and it's something that you emotionally have to know how to deal with because from that gig, you go to another gig. And from that gig, you go to another gig. Each one of them is going to be different with a different group of people, with a different level of what's the word? Like Stimulation. Yeah. So like one of them could just be a funeral, all sad and stuff like that. You got to be able to deal with that. Hey man, like you might be going to a funeral today.
Yeah.
You might see a dead body today. Like, damn, I'm doing this for money.
You're gonna see like people like at their lowest levels where like una mamá, una esposa, and they're like, ¿cómo te explico? It's another reason why you should watch Hereditary. Because it's a big like morning movie, and it shows like there has a scene specifically where you watch it and you feel uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's kind of the point of the movie, is to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, which it does.
And you do get exposed to some of that when you play at a funeral. You know, like you're playing and you see this person kind of like really broken, and they're like it puts you like in a almost fight or flight. Like you kind of like te tensas, pero no sabes por qué, and you don't know what to do, and just kind of like. But you have to, I guess, be mature about it, right?
Yeah.
You know it's happening. They lost someone.
Yeah.
And don't make it about yourself. Don't be like, oh my god, you see this inside, okay? You know,
For
like
real,
be respectful.
man, yeah.
You know, just let them mourn. It's our job to kind of like ease that and.
Like for me specifically, like another thing about that is like. I've seen groups before that like, and Arturo's gonna tell us something, but like being on your phone, like at gigs, like I know it is like a thing. Like I'm guilty of this too. Like, yo que te casado, I'm always getting texts. It's like, ontas, just read my cards. Ontas, just like,
Trame un Whataburger.
These aquí, my wife's like, these are right here on Find My iPhone que estás en un Whataburger. Me traes un number 6.
You're like, I still have 3 more hours to go. She's like, ¿Entonces no me quieres?
She's
so
like,
you hate me.
So like, so Sancha works at Whataburger. Like, what the fuck? Is she working right now? No.
You're like, you want the discount or not? Nah.
Like, see or no? No, yeah. No, but like the phones that get, like, I guess I can attribute maturity to that. Yeah. It's like, I feel like now it just sounds like I'm ranting like an old man, but like, even like when you go to like a store now or like where someone's working, like the workers will have their phones out because they're like they're younger. They're like a lot of the Gen Zers are getting careers now, Gen Alphas, all these kids are getting like jobs now. And like I see the same thing I see in a classroom where like when I'm talking, kids pull out their phone and you know that they're just texting someone and I'm like, who are you texting? And it's like, oh, it's just my mom, mister. I'm like, you do not talk to your mom this much. Like you've been talking to her for like the last 20 minutes. Like there's no way. But like you see kids like with their phone out, right? So like whenever you go to a gig, I kind of look at it like that sometimes. So like I feel like when I see like those groups or like on Facebook and stuff like that, like in the middle of a song, like they'll have their phone out and they're just like fucking doing whatever. Yeah. And that's why I think Arturo tells us something. And again, I'm guilty of it because I do it sometimes. But I do try to hide it. Like I don't know if you see it. Like I put my yeah, I know. Like I know it's like you're like the teacher. You're like, I see you, right? And that's the thing you do too. Like you can see me on my phone and we're about to start and you're like, hey. Yeah, and you give me a little tap. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. But usually it's because I can hear Arturo. I know when he goes like 3, 4, like, just kind of like maneuver, do a little MacGyver shit. Yeah. And then we start playing or whatever. But like maturity, I think also goes with that. It's like, dude, like I feel like when we're working, and I feel like when we're like in the van and we're doing whatever, like, yeah, that's like your free time. It's like your recess, Pero ya cuando estás trabajando, like estás trabajando, And again, I'm a hypocrite because like I do it too. Yeah. But it's like, it's because we're so like pegados to our phones, bro. Like us as humans right now, we're so fucking connected to our phones. I literally have a watch that tells me when something happens, like it's like, I don't know about you, but like when I don't have my watch on, like I feel paranoid. Like, I'm like, yeah. Cause I'm like, you don't get a notification. You don't get a buzz on your wrist. So like, I feel like, fuck, like what if someone's calling me right now? What if like Victor's in a ditch somewhere, Yeah. And I'm just like, I go to it, it's like, no notification. I'm like, oh, like, damn, no me quiere anyway. But it's just, again, like, it is very like, fuck, dude, like, just work with us. Like, trabaja y luego ya cuando we have recess, you can take out your toys,
I think me, in that regard, it's just my watch. Like, I always check my watch and I'm like, oh, you know, but I'm not like to take out my phone and be like,
And then lately, the reason we take out our phones too is because we're looking up a song.
Yeah.
Because like someone will tell us like una canción que we never heard before, like fuck. So you see all of us like we're all literally like this, like all right, fuck, ¿cómo va? Shit. And then Arturo's like 3, 4, like fuck.
No, yeah, he gets me like that so much.
Every time he fucking
doesn't give me a chance. I haven't gotten the introduction, bro.
Yeah, dude. So we're just over here like fuck. Okay, pues ni modo. Let's just start. You know. But yeah, like I think that's another thing with maturity. It's like, dude, like when we're working, and then whenever we're not working, okay, pues you can relax or whatever. Yeah. But like a job is a job at the end of the day, you know. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people. We were kind of talking about this before, but like it's hard to understand this for some of you guys. But like Mariachi isn't just a money making machine. Is the money nice when you get paid after? Yeah, like it's good. Like you get it. Like you technically did it by just like playing and doing something you like a hobby. Yeah. And it's cool. The money's good, but it's like, I mean, you got to care about it. Like you got to care about what you sound like. You can't just go out there, do a shit job and be happy about getting that money. Like maturity is understanding that like if you're going to dedicate this next couple of hours, like, okay, then play them. It's not just a money making machine. You can't come out of there like, hell yeah, like easy money, like just made $100 like by standing around doing nothing.
I only played 3 songs, you know?
Hell yeah, like, you know. Yeah. And I've seen that, you know, in the past with like other players and stuff like that. Maybe at one point I used to think like that too. It's like Mariachi's fucking easy, bro. Like you just stand there and make money. And it's like, damn, bro, I was really like that. I was money hungry. I was just like, you know, but like I truly, that's why I practice. I know it doesn't look like it, right? But that's that's why like I go over. That's why I still like listen to songs and stuff like that. That's why I still care about my sound. I don't know about you. Like, do you care? Nah. Like I care about my sound because at the end of the day, if I were to sound weird, I know that oh no, I've done this before. Never mind, I'm lying. Because like when we play at gigs and we fuck around, like just to fuck around. And we'll play like operada to see if like anybody like notices, and that's when you really know that they don't pay attention to you. Because like the other day when we were like fucking up the tuning, or like a little bit, like I was like, I'm gonna put the B string a little bit more sharp. I'm gonna put the A, so I sounded a little weird. And then I was like giving the golpes like more harder than usual, because like I like to articulate my sound, you know.
Yeah.
So like una ranchera, I was like cha 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 cha. No, hombre, güey, los violines todo con madre, güey. Yeah. And Arturo, like nobody noticed. I was like, damn, I really just am standing here.
I was just like, I get the joke, bro.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we.
One song was good.
Yeah. I just kept doing it and see how long I could stretch that out for. But when you really notice it is like a bolero, because a bolero like. Especially if it's like a quieter bolero, like uno que no es tan ranchero, like, you know, like reloj or something. It's like run, dun, 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 and it's nice and pretty. And then you just hear like, chan, 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 chan. And that's when I feel like they were like, wait a minute. He usually plays better than this.
Shut the fuck up for a minute.
You're usually not playing this bad. This person, kind of like this. Chat only for work communication, up-to-date calendar, music, Drive, Dropbox. Oh, well, that's a good one. Like the calendar. Do you remember when Arturo didn't have a calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that now he does have a calendar. It's because that's the thing too. And maybe it's because, well, he's a dad, you know, like he kind of needs to, we've talked about this, but like most domingos are like your family day, I guess you could say. You know, he has his daughter, he has his wife, and like me, because I have my wife. And my cats, I guess, and my dog. Yeah. But like, he has like a calendar now, so like we can kind of plan out, or at least know what to expect, like on a weekend and stuff like that. Like before, I remember like I had to be with my old job. I used to work on Saturdays, and I'd be like, "Hey man, like what do we have on Saturday?" Because like I need to see if like I need to take my suit or what time I have to leave or this and that to get to work and stuff like that. And I was like on a weekly basis, I would have to text him like, "Hey, wait, like, what do we have? Hey, wait, what do we have?" It was a little bit harder like that because like sometimes I'd forget or something like that, or he wouldn't tell me. He's like, "Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know yet. I'm still confirming." And then like Saturday, he's like, "Oh, this is what we have today." I was like, "Yeah, but like I'm fucked up. I don't know what to do." Yeah, but like now that's good too. Like I guess as a boss, it does help to have a calendar. Yeah. And I know a lot of people in Central Texas and back when I was over there, like they had calendars. Like I was like, damn, y'all fancy here. Like, y'all got a fucking calendar? What the fuck? Like, yo puro pinche parchment paper and owl. Like that's how it is to find out.
Yeah.
But I think now that we have technology, we should use it. That and like I know a lot of people use Dropboxes and stuff like that for music. Usually we just get it on the Charro chat.
Yeah.
Arturo's like, here's a music for you, and then it's got like 3 chords. Like we have to figure out everything. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like
I'm still like the old school way.
What do you mean?
I just ask Arturo, where are we meeting?
Oh yeah, you do that. Because you'll be like at a gig, and I know that you ask me whenever it's a gig that sucks. Because you're all like, hey, wait, ¿estás de una hora? And I'm like, wait, son tres. You look at me like, fuck.
You.
I'm like, did you check the calendar? You're like, unga bunga.
I just learned how to make fire.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
You're still on caveman with it. You're like, I don't know how to use cell phone.
no, I do have it.
You're like, you know?
I do have it. I just prefer not to know. You know, like
It's a surprise.
yeah.
What the fuck?
I think maybe it's because of the jobs I've had. I'm just used to like working para que se pase el tiempo. You know, because if I see we have 3 hours, I'm like fuck, no trabajo, and then we see like 8 hours, I'm like fuck, I trabajo. You know.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be like okay,
Fuck,
we're
yeah,
working.
yeah.
You know, it's like
I guess since you're getting into that, this isn't technically a response, but like, do you think it's possible to be overworked?
overworked. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think like a stress like that. I mean, it is a stress.
No, yeah.
You know?
You're putting your body through what's it called? Duress? Duress?
Eustress?
No, duress.
Duress?
It means like you're putting it through something.
Yeah. Well, it's working, you know.
That's what I said.
And,
You're not just standing there.
Well, I'm trying to say that because it's stress doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that you're going through like a type of stress, and
event.
you're putting your body in a situation, you know.
Yeah.
And
I check my heart rate during gigs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always like elevated because you're doing shit. Especially right now with the hot weather. Like we almost died. Casi me morí, güey.
Sí.
On Sunday, like they had us under the lamina or some shit, and there was sunny as hell, but it was like really, really like humid. So like it was funny, dude, because like looking at everybody's face, and every single person was like red, sweaty, and just miserable looking. Yeah. So like looking at everybody, I was just like, damn, we're all like feeling the same, right? I feel like we're like connected, you know. Like, I feel like we're all being miserable together. It was kind of cute, low key. I was just like, damn, we're all just suffering, right? And then
what?
Stay Ivan in the van. No lo mataste, but like
yeah, he was knocked out. He was like
dude.
I would have get him with his mouth open, bro. It was legit. He was just like on the corner, like.
Dude, like, he was prepared because he had like earphones. It's like those noise canceling ones. Yeah. So he was like during the gig. It's because like Ivan's a very like straight shot. He's like, shout out to Ivan, man. He's cool. He's just like he does his thing, but he's like he's got his masters, you know, like he knows what he's doing, you know, más que nosotros, you know. So like we fuck around at gigs, you know, like we're just trying to have fun. We're trying to stretch out this time because it was a 1 hour, made it 2 hour, and it's just hot as fuck. We're all miserable, but we're just echándole ganas, you know. And I forget what song it was that he was singing, but like in the background, me and you were fucking around. Like we do this thing where like yo toco como si fuera bajo, like bajo sexto, because I used to play bajo, and then you'll play like guitarrón runs and stuff, and at the same time you'll like strum the strings.
Yeah.
So
or sometimes I pretend and I'm a requinta, bros. I'm just like.
Yeah, you're like ding 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 ding. Yeah, and we're just like fucking around. So he's over here like singing his canción, and he's a very good interpreter. I don't know if you noticed, and he's like, he said like mi mente, you know, or like amor, like he'll put his hand on his chest, like si le echa ganas, you know.
Yeah, like he knows
le echa ganas, and then like we're over here fucking around, and then you said that when he came back.
Es que me dio risa. I forgot what song it was. And,
it was like one of the songs that he sang.
Yeah, we were fucking around because and for that gig specifically, we had 2 people flake on us. Yeah. Right? And so we didn't have one violin. A violin and a trumpet didn't come, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes he say, iba a cantar like the violinist or the trumpet, like there was no one to do adornos. Yeah. So we took it upon ourselves to kind of like.
Yeah, we were helping him. Yeah.
Double chivo, bro. You know? But yeah, we were kind of figuring around like doing like I would pretend to be like a requinta or something, and then like doing like Hood rat shit. And you could see Ivan at the beginning. He was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny."
That's funny.
But after like the 5th song, he walked back. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck y'all were doing, man." And I was like, me dio risa because of his delivery. Like he was legit, like a little frustrated.
Yeah.
Like he's
like his real self came out for a little bit because because I told you he'll tell me like when we were playing a song, he's like, ¿Cómo lo vas a echar? I'm like, I don't fucking know, bro. Like, tú sígueme, güey. And he's just like, whatever. He's just like, And I'm over here like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there he's just like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing, bro.
When you think about it, because on the way to that gig, he was talking with Arturo about like some gigs next week. And Arturo was like, well, why didn't you just help me like all day on next Saturday.
Yeah.
And I can picture him be like, I have to play with these motherfuckers next Saturday for ¿cuántos son? For 7 hours, bro.
He's like, fuck. He's like, no sabe lo que me metí, güey.
Yeah, but I can picture him just thinking like, I made a mistake, bro.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah.
No, but but anyway, so right after he was like so tired from the heat and like dealing with our bullshit that he got in the van, he put the earbuds on and I was like, he slept the whole way back, dude. It was so funny. Yeah, shout out to him, man.
We all felt the same way in a way. But
no, yeah, we were, dude. I told you, I thought I was gonna die. Like, I'm very much like if I'm in pain, I'm not gonna tell anybody. You know, I'm just gonna be like keep it to myself.
Sure.
Si me muero, yeah. So like I was in the van. And like, I guess I got dehydrated, you know, because I was like, I'm a little woozy here, but I wasn't telling anybody, you know. So I was just there. I drank a Propel, and I was like, fuck. And everybody's like, también everyone calladitos. They're just like, and all our faces are red, you know, because they're just like hot. I was like, nah, casi me morí, güey. Fuck. Nah, that's crazy, man.
But I think, if you work too much, it shows up like mentally and physically. I mean, you're gonna feel headaches. You're gonna feel like tired. Mm-hmm. You know, you're gonna be you feel like tired, but you can't sleep. You know, mm-hmm. and the way it shows up, it's just like your body will tell you when you're overworked. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
it's like, échale.
Yeah, and it's a mental thing too. You have a lot of like brain fog, which is why it's good to rest. Mm-hmm. Which again, take care of yourselves. Yeah. And that gig was miserable, man. Like I've told you, like when I get tired or if I'm very sleep deprived, I start like hallucinating. Like I've told you about this. I'll think I see like people. Like,
oh yeah, somewhere. Fucking weirdo.
See where?
Yeah, like you told me like you would be driving home and then you see shit. I'm like, that's not good, bro.
It's not because I'm that tired. You know, my mind's just making up. My mind. That's how tired my mind is. You know, like it doesn't wanna like process what my eyes are seeing. It's just like. It's just like, you know, where it usually would be like, oh, it's a tree. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, it's a tree. Now it'll be like, whatever, it's a dead person, bro. I'm like, oh, la verga, you know, like.
It's just Bigfoot.
Yeah, bro.
We're gonna go through these a little quick, but they're essentially the same thing. Good communication is key. Communication as friends, with music, what times of the gigs, etc. Also, yeah. Trust within each other. Yeah, I think trust goes a long way. It's like, I think at this point, like, I've hit up Victor for like I've hit you up, bitch. No, like the guys that are in this group for the most part, like, yes, they're coworkers, but like at the same time, like we've talked about this, but like we are friends outside of this, like, with that.
No,
shut up, of course, stupid. Yeah. No, but like me with him and then like the other members that are in there, like I'd like to think that like it's like when I had a party, you know, I had a party recently here. Like who did I invite? Like my Charro friends, you know, and the reason why is because like I think at that point I was like, oh, because I want to have these guys around. Like they're people I want to have around. So, and that goes with trust. It's like I trust them to come to my house, not fuck shit up. No. Ended up being me who fucked shit up that night. It was just me, so it's
like it's better, mate.
Yeah, but like we're friends to the capacity of where like at this point like I care about the guys that are in this group. So like I want them to be all good. I want them to all be, you know, safe. And that's why like I guess I could say I wouldn't be doing this to like other like mutual mariachi friends that I have, you know, like because ellos son más como like colegas, you know, like like
colegas.
I'm sorry. What did I say? I said it like
colegas. Is it like cola? I'm like, whoa.
Colleagues, my colleagues, right? Like they're my colleagues. It doesn't mean that I don't care about them, but it's just like I see them once every couple months. You know, like son conocidos. They're people that I interact with, but I wouldn't say that, you know, we're tight like that. You know, but like I'd like to think that like with the guys that I'm here, like I trust you guys to the level. Like if I had something personal that I wanted to share, I'd probably tell you guys. You know. Yeah. And then I tell my wife. No, but like you guys know me on a different level than I guess you could say like other people that I just interact with.
Seen you naked,
huh? He's like, you weren't supposed to know that.
I'm like, that picture wasn't for me.
Oh yeah, my bad, bro. I'm just like,
it's like I loved it. Not like I loved it. Yeah. Hearted it.
He's just like, okay. No, yeah, it's trusting with each other. Like I think helps out the group dynamic.
Yeah.
Because again, it goes beyond like being coworkers. Again, it should be like friends. And again, there's people that just literally work with each other, and that's it. Like they don't fucking hang out. They don't have whole podcast like to talk about this shit. Like it's more like they just go to work, and that's fine too. You know, like it's like where they say like your coworkers aren't your friends. Like they don't have to be. Like you know, I think. It can go beyond that if you want to, but if you want your group to just be like what it is, which is you guys go play and you guys make money doing this hobby, but at the same time, like you go home at the end of the day and you're like, all right, I'll see you next Friday or next Thursday or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's fine. And the last one here, it says allowing older members to stay in a group when they do not practice or be productive.
I'm guessing this is part of why it doesn't work out.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of those, but. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with that because, you know, I've never had my own group or anything like that. But I think, I mean, if it was like my group, I feel like every person that is in the group has to contribute in some way. You know, like if it was like my group, that's kind of how I look at it. Like if you're like boss in particular, like this person maybe, or maybe you know of a group that's keeping around those people, maybe they have their own reason for it. You know. Yeah. It could be maybe, I mean, old people or older people. I don't want to say old people. That sounds mean. But like older people, you know, they probably do it because they still want to, you know. Like, how would you feel like you're just like firing your grandpa? You're just like, nah, like grandpa, go home. Like poor guy, you know.
Esto que viene, abuela, chingada.
Right, nomás lo estás marriendo, like, vamos, abuela, le echaste, no, mamada y media, no.
Like, yeah, I mean, I hate when I do that. You fucking Maradona, I'm like,
I como, what?
Ya se me olvidó, güey, chinga madre.
I'm disheartened right now. No, yeah, it's just maybe they have their reason for keeping them around, but
it's like a type of like ¿cómo se llama? Tenure.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
it's like
they've
tenure.
contributed so much, and it's okay to like cut them a little slack, you know.
Yeah, like, they're not gonna play as fresh as like uno que pues que estudia y dedicates his whole life to like learning all of Vargas's discography and all that. Like, you know, I think it goes back to like again. It depends on the boss and stuff like that.
Maybe
like
on the level too, maybe.
Yeah, the level that they're at, you know, like, and again, it's not. I'm not saying that that'll make or break your group or anything. But it's just kind of like if that's kind of how he wants to roll, like just let him, you know. But I think though, if you have a problem with it, maybe I think you should be able to communicate with that with your boss, then, you know, and. If it's something that more than one person feels, like maybe it's just you right now, but like if a lot of people feel like, hey, you know, maybe it's time to let go of, you know, Don whatever. And I was like, shit, you're right. Like now that everybody sees it, you know. Y lo puedes descansar, you know, you give them, what do they say in the military? Like honorable
discharge?
Ándale.
Yeah.
You just, you have a whole ceremony, everybody goes, dun, 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 you know. But it's kind of like, it's something you should be able to communicate with your group and see if they want to do that. But I don't think it makes or breaks a group. It's just like...
Maybe like what you want from the group.
Yeah. If you want to make it, you know, where everybody is young, y son papazotes, you know, pues.
But I feel like having someone older in a group adds kind of to like the
some character.
Como el caldito, you know, like le echa como algo diferente.
Yeah.
Because I used to love having the mic, bro, and like Don Luis too. Like I like hearing their stories.
Yeah. They have something you can't get from I guess a younger person, and that's like the experience of playing music for so long.
Yeah, like Don would tell us like all the stories, porque era lavandero.
De banda.
He
was a bandero.
Vamos a las playas de las 8 de la mañana y acabamos a las 2 de la mañana.
Cuando estaba en México, luego de California. And
Don Luis.
¿No, Mike?
No, like Don Luis también, like sometimes you just come up, you're like, no, you're in Mexico.
Yeah, nos decía like X cosa, this and this.
Sometimes I want people to record me like when I talk to Don Luis. Because sometimes like, you know, like, hola, better.
I like that.
¿Usted? It's like, sí, no, like, hola.
Sí, ¿cómo no? Yeah.
He's like, no, me has visto. I'm like, no. What the fuck? Se saca de onda.
No, yeah. But just to summarize, I guess, because we're running out of time here. Just to summarize, there's a lot of do's and don'ts in a mariachi that will make it run efficiently, but I think it always just depends on what your group dynamic is, what you want it to be. And I guess, again, too, if you have a boss, you have a clear boss that you want to communicate these things to, that should be done. Because that's the thing, too. Like, when I have a problem, I like to address it. I always bring on my wife. Like, she's going to be like, what the fuck? No, but, like, whenever I have a problem, I like to say it. Like, I don't like to hide shit or, like, not say something because, like, I can't say I always do that, but like I like to do that for that reason because it's like I don't want to get shit confused. I don't like fighting. I don't like doing all that shit. I think it's real childish. So like I'd rather communicate with everybody. Everybody kind of does their thing, and if everybody's working efficiently, everybody feels good about what they're doing. Like the music will come by itself. Like if it doesn't, you got to practice. You know, but like very much, I think that it just depends on the dynamic of the group, and if it isn't working, then maybe it is time to go somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think, again, like, if going back to the grass is greener, but, like, they say the grass is greenest where you water it, you know? So, like, if you like where you're at or you want to make it better, just water it, man. Like, just continue to nurture it, and then hopefully...
Lead by example,
Lead by example, yeah. So, hopefully we gave you some insight on why or why not a group will function efficiently.
Yeah.
This is Charro Chat. Thank you guys for sending some stuff. You got a couple of stuff. If you're starting to work out, should you work out for a... Wait. I saw workout. Yeah, if you're starting out, should you work for a group for free to get experience?
Never work for free.
I think you should get something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're working for free...
You're not an intern. You're still doing work.
Yeah.
I had this... You know who Eugenio Derbez is?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Oh, I don't know. Like, anyways, he had this video one time where he said he reached out to people that edit like social media and stuff, right?
Okay.
Make social media content.
Yeah.
And when they asked him like, "Bueno, cuánto paga?" and he's like, "Why would you ask me that? Like, you're working for me. You're working with me."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that doesn't mean you should work for free. You know?
Oh, you're saying like he was getting exposure, like working with him. Nah, fuck that shit.
No, it's you do work, you have to get paid something.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna get paid like the equal to everybody else, I think that should be talked about.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people worry about money, or like how you said, like, you know, you're chasing the bread. I respect that, but I wasn't like that when I started out. So like in my first group that I stayed like longer after Allende, when I got fired. No, it's because I had to say, like, you know, after Allende, I was in another group, and y sí me camaneaban, you know.
Yeah.
And they told me, they were like, "Es que no sabes tanto." They gave the reasons, like, we're not paying you enough. And I was like, all right, cool, you know.
Yeah.
But like, because I like playing, you know, like I like being there and
yeah, you were real inspirado at the time.
Yeah. So like, but told me to at least talk it out if they're gonna do that, and you have to be okay with it. Don't get fucking. Like, if people are getting paid 80, like, don't get paid 40.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a big chew for them. And it's not like they're working so hard.
Yeah.
Well, at least in my experience.
Yeah.
Like, you know, make it fair. Maybe take away a 20, a 10, you know.
Yeah, I think for me, like, it's a good example to think, like, if it was your group, right?
Also, I'm sorry. Also, you think it's going to motivate you. Like I said, I wasn't money hungry.
Mm-hmm.
A mí me caminaban en la casa. So, like, I wasn't very money hungry. Like, I was... I was just happy to be there. So, and it wasn't that big of a inspiration. For me, it was about like when people say like, oh, te aprendiste, you know, or like.
Yeah, that like gave you some points. You're like, okay, like I feel better about myself. Yeah, like
know,
I did it. Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, like, no, Victor's got it. You know, like that's what for me I was like.
You're like, hell yeah. Y lo la cagas.
Me ha pasado, you know. But yeah, like that was for me. Like if you feel like it's gonna inspire you to like, get better, pues okay. Yeah. Other than that, no, like get paid your bread, man.
No, yeah. I agree.
Oh, they're gonna say something.
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say
I was just gonna say, like if it was my group, I would think that like if someone's barely starting out, maybe I would start him off a little bit less. But yeah, not like fucking half price, dude. Yeah. Like it's like, oh, pues te vamos a dar $20. It's like fuck that shit. Yeah. Like no, like I'd probably give him a reduced rate, but there has to be a timeline to these things. I'd be like, I'm gonna pay you this much for a little while, but like by this time you should be like, you know, agarrando la onda, and then I start paying you like look at the whole part. But like when it's just like up in the air, like fuck that. Like it feels like when you're like at a real job, like you're just waiting for that promotion and it never comes. And you're just like, fuck that. No, it's different, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, this person says, oh, this is actually Lisa Hernandez. She says happy birthday. She runs a Mariachi y Más podcast. There's a podcast with Mariachi as well. It's been doing very well, so congratulations. Thank you for your support and listen to Mariachi Mas. I think that's cool because they talk to like celebrities.
Yeah.
And, like, who are actually doing this. Uno aquí todo humilde, like we just do our little thing. But like she talks to like people that like are doing this, or like at the very least there's like people that are like barely learning, or like students too that probably watch this or like want to get to know like these people that really represent, I guess, mariachi.
Have impacted mariachi.
Yeah. So it's cool that you're talking to those people and just getting their stories, and just kind of how their inicios and stuff.
So this just turned into a plug. I guess check them out.
Yeah. So I was like, subscribe, like, todo ese pedo. Yeah. No, but thank you. I appreciate you saying happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's 5 years, bro. My wife says, because I can give that information, I guess. She said, congrats on 5 years. Another 5 little eyes. I don't know, bro. What's 5 years? We said this the other day, right? It's 2030? Fuck.
2030? Oh, yeah.
It's a long time. A ver qué.
1 year at a time, man.
Yeah, we're taking one day at a time right now. Ever had a bad performance gig you're not proud of? All the time. That's the thing. You're always going to have those. I've had that before. I'm like Kevin. I'm like Kevin from The Office. Where I've been playing mariachi for like 20 years, so I'm pretty good, you know. And then llego a la chamba, güey, y tocamos like something simple, bro. I royally fuck it up, and I'm like, I suck. You know, like it doesn't matter how long you've been fucking playing. Even the professionals, bro. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell that they mess up sometimes because it's how their charisma, you know, how they play, how they perform. Sometimes you can't even tell that they mess up, and they might be being harder on themselves than you think. They go after like, fuck, I sound like shit. You can say, yeah. But that's the thing. Like I think it's good to have an approach like you're always learning. You're never a master. You're never gonna be a master at this shit. But si le echas ganas, you just keep doing what you're doing, and you're actively trying to get better. I think your sound will prove that. Hopefully,
for sure.
Because like I'm telling you, like I'll be like I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I have some too. And sometimes not even your fault. It's just like you're performing, and then someone else kind of like I'm not saying like because they suck, but I'm saying they do something that's like a little. I think one of I'm not proud of it just because it kind of tags you along with it. Like I think the last performance I've done like on a stage, I had a person kind of had like a little too much to drink, and he was like yelling stuff out. Oh, and that kind of like
threw you
includes you in the picture. I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Because you were up there.
Yeah, you're trying your best, and sometimes some people consider trying your best a different thing, you know, and it kind of makes you a little embarrassed because that's how I felt. I was like, wait, cállate.
No, yeah, it's just again though, like if you felt good about what you were doing, it's like, well, at least I didn't fuck up.
I'm like, I couldn't cover that, bro. No, it's because you know, like when people come to compliment you, they don't compliment. Well, sometimes they do, like hey, like you play very well.
Well, you play harp, so like it's a very much an instrument where like people pay attention to you. Like ya con los violines son como 6.
Yeah.
You know, un guitarrón, and nobody cares about the guitarrón. I'm sorry. Like, think about, hey, nice GBD, bro. Like, GBD. And then, but I'm the same. Like, with the vihuela, it's like, oh, nice. Boom,
nice
chin,
up-downs,
chin.
bro.
Andale, nice bolero. Chun, 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 chun. No, like with the harp, like, you can really, like, if you know what you're doing, like, you're like, yeah, someone could be like, oh.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, like, for the most part, the compliments are as a group together.
Oh, yeah.
If you fuck up, if something sounds bad, they're like, hey, sonaron bien mal. And the trumpet's like, fuck you mean? I played my shit, you know? But maybe, like, the guitar player is, like, drunk, or he did something that obviously wasn't that great. And they're like, and now they're like, you guys kind of suck, you know? And it's just by, what's the word? It's like by...
association?
By association,
yeah.
And I wouldn't be proud of it because no, it's as a whole.
Now everybody knows I suck for real. Yeah.
Now I suck by association.
Fuck, we gotta go faster on these. This one says, any tips for just starting to do gigs? I'm going to start in about 2 weeks with my first group. Congratulations. That's a big step. The only tips I can give you is, again, know your worth. We've talked about that. If you're still learning and stuff like that, actively try to be getting better every week. Like, if you fuck some shit up like that week, write it down and just like practice it, and then go home, and hopefully by the next week you got it.
Yeah.
It's because people like remember like when you royally fuck up. So it's just like in the context of the next gig, you don't want to be the guy that fucks it up again, you know?
Y también, pues, la mejor escuela is being at the gig. You know, like the more you gig, the more comfortable you get. Because the first gigs, you're kind of like, fuck, I don't want to like be a dumbass, I guess. You know, like, but the more you gig, the more you're out there, the more comfortable you get, the more relaxed you get.
Yeah. So
you just have to keep doing it. Yeah. Even if the first ones aren't that great, which rarely they are. Like, my first gigs were very I guess that's part of my embarrassing performances.
Yeah.
But I mean, you grow from that, you know. You just gotta keep it moving.
Right. This person says, what songs make you excited to play? I get excited to play Cihualteco and El Triste, El Son.
I like Cihualteco too.
Yeah, I mean, I've always just liked sones. So I love sones. Even if I can't echarle all the crema I want to. Sometimes I try it, and then you look at me, you're like, dumbass. But I'm like, es que no puedo.
No, I like it. No puedo.
But yeah, just I love playing sones. I love the groove. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter which one. I just like playing sones.
I think specifically for me it would be like, I like El Son de la Negra because it does that, like, apparently it's trying to mimic like a steam engine, right? Apparently.
I don't know. You'd have to ask someone.
I think Dr. G said that.
Que sabe de esas cosas. Oh yeah, Dr. G maybe. Yeah.
And El Gusto.
No, I like that part. Dun, 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 it progresses into like all this shit. I like it. This person says you should come to the Rio Grande Valley.
I did.
¿Pa qué o qué?
Or Sammy, más bien.
I went there a couple times, but never been back. Invítanos algo, güey, una fiesta. Un mole, para ir.
Un mole?
Sí, güey. You got any leftover merch I can buy? Like, for real, asking for a friend. I am friend. I don't have any leftover merch. All the merch is dead. I never had any on hand. It was kind of like a drop shipping thing. So, like, whenever you ordered it, it got made and then it got sent to your house. But since nobody bought anything and I was kind of losing money on that, I kind of said, if you have one of the exclusive merch options that we offered at one time, cherish it because it's never coming back. So, sorry to say, but if you did get one at one point, maybe you'll find it on eBay. Maybe it'll cost like $4 because I don't think it's appreciating in value. Favorite episode? This one. I don't know. You got anything?
I don't have episodes memorized.
Yeah, right. Aquí la tengo. Episode 64. Nah, I don't remember. Dude, half the time I don't remember what I say on here. Like, I really have, like, when I'm looking for the clip, like, to post, and I have to make, like, a clip of it, I'm like, oh, shit, we said that? I'm like, verga.
I don't listen to my voice. So
yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Give us a room tour. That's actually a really good video. Right. I thought of that. Maybe, like, just showing you what we look at, I guess, in here. But, yeah, wait for it. That'd be a good one. You think there should be a leader in a professional group, for example? Listen to the episode. We already did it. I feel uncomfortable gigging out because of the ice bullshit. How do y'all feel? Listen to the beginning of this episode. What's harp rep look like?
It's not as hard as you would think, because I mean, in big groups, harp is seen as like the solo, right? You're doing solos, but like in gigging, you do a lot of rancheras, you do a lot of like not polquitas, like rancheras polqueadas. You know, you do some boleros, you can do some sones if you want. So it's not the hardest. I think one thing you have to do in rap is you have to like get in there. You know, like sometimes when Arturo's like, "Oh, this song," I'm like, "Boy," you know, like raise your hand, because they're not gonna let you. Like they're not used to. Most people don't. Most groups are not used to having a harp. True. So like you will get set apart if you're not like, "I got it." You know, you have to be there. Like learn at least the little intro, and then go like, "Boy."
And then they'll be like, "Oh, este güey sí sabe."
Something like that, yeah.
Or and, he sucks.
yeah. And obviously the standard solos, El Cascabel, Violín Guapango, Veracruz, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not just go out there. Anything that you can take out, like you could do Mujeres Divinas, you can do Hermoso Cariño, you could do X canción that's common. There's probably like a hard version of it, or you could make one up.
Yeah, just listen to it and suck it out.
Get creative.
Yeah.
And
the last one is La Fiesta que dijiste. I don't know.
You're not invited. Huh? Everybody's outside. Right?
Yeah, right. I thought to do something for the 151, but the 5th anniversary. Maybe, I don't know, you guys give us an idea. Give us an idea of what you would like to see us do, maybe. I think we should do something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
I think it'd be cool. Have a little cake or something. I don't know. Everybody that's been on the pod, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to fly them out. No, yeah, it'd be cool. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we got to get out of here. So appreciate you guys coming back for episode 151. Thank you for the support over the last 5 years of doing this thing. Short answer, we do it because we want to do it and we want to put out these stories for you guys. If it was for money, we'd be living in a big mansion right now.
Yeah.
You know, but we do it because we want you guys to enjoy the stories that we have, but maybe even just relate to what we're talking about. So, we're going to keep doing it as long as we can, and appreciate you guys supporting us the last 5 years. So,
yeah. Thank you guys.
It's been great.
Love you.
Yeah, for sure. Stay safe. Solid.